The year 3500. All heavy metal music has been banned from the galaxy for centuries. The place? Inside the Iomi Corp Star Holler X-15. Call sign the Black Manifold. In the cockpit, Old Smog and Break Savage. Just two long-haul space truckers with one mission. Broadcast the riffs. Each album broadcast is a relic, a lost piece of art etched into the ethereal walls of time and space themselves. This is the Black Manifold Transmissions. No gods, no masters, no clean tones. Goodbye! Yeah, hell and well met to you too, friend. We'll see you on the next cycle. Farewell!
Well, we'll see y'all. Yep, we'll get it hauled for you.
Get everything dropped off safely!
Thank you very much. Of course. All right, we're closing the door now. That's nice. Yep. Of course. Yeah, I got to be honest with you, Break. You know, you did a great job dealing with those folks.
You know, Smog, I pride myself on being open-minded to all types.
Even the genetic mutants.
Oh, Smog, baby, especially the genetic mutants. Aren't we all genetic mutants in our own way, Smog?
I mean...
Smog, have you ever thought about what it's truly like to be other than?
Have I thought about what it's like to be other than old Smog?
Other than Smog, other than humanoid, other than sentient?
Well, you know, I think my imagination, you know, can definitely wander into thinking of other lives for myself. You know, what if I ran one of those big nuclear terraformers?
Whoa!
You know, yeah, going from planet to planet and reshaping the land.
But to whose bidding, Smogathan?
Well, I guess when I was imagining that, it was, well, under the Iomi Corp umbrella.
Iomi Corp. We own all the money, so you don't have to.
That's right. You were right back in the hands of the man, Smog, but no more. You're a pirate, man. You got to think beyond terraforming, brother.
Think beyond terraforming. You know, I guess... Yeah, I mean, I guess I could imagine myself as a robot, you know, some type of automaton.
Wow, Small.
Oh, my fuel cell is down. You know,
I see that for you, man.
Yeah, I better charge up.
Yeah, man, we could get you a brand new set of power converters and you could save the galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a robot that, you know, runs... I guess you could say we use power converters depending on what kind of fuel that we have available. You know, I was thinking I was a robot that more runs on perpetual motion.
Oh.
And so I guess we could be converting, you know, from potential to kinetic energies to keep my fuel cell running. That's actually a pretty interesting thought, power converters. Let me try that. It seems my fuel core is losing its perpetual motion. I could use some power converters. I mean, how's pretty good, huh?
I think you got it, man. Hey, check this out, Smog. I think me and you are a set of power converters out here. Converting the powers that be, baby.
Man, that's another interesting way to turn that phrase around, isn't it? Power converters, converting the powers that be. I like to think that's what we're doing with, you know...
Maybe we change the name of the Black Manifold to the Power Converters.
Ha! Well, You know, I think, here's what I'm going to say to you, Break. That's a fine idea. It's a fine idea. How about we don't change the name of the Black Manifold unless we're compelled so by the voice of the Headbangers Matrix. And then we'll consider it with a vote.
Well, Smog, that's mighty diplomatic of you.
Well, thank you. I got awarded most diplomatic in trucker school. I was pretty proud of that.
Trucker school, man.
Yeah.
I never had the privilege of going to any kind of school growing up on the mean streets of Birmingham.
I imagine so. Not a lot of good institutions down there. But, you seem pretty knowledgeable. You've done pretty fine as a co-pilot here. And I got to be honest with you, you were able to get that haul on board, not a scratch on it.
Hell.
You did good dealing with the clients. Being paid as we were, being paid in modified vegetables, money's better, I would say, because you can spend it elsewhere. But we do need some food.
Yeah.
And even though the vegetables themselves are mutated as the owners were, I'll eat them,
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get back there and get a damn modified veggie frittata going, man.
Oh, dang. I mean, I was just gonna make a sandwich, but if you gonna make a frittata...
Hell yeah, I tell you what, I'll get a frittata going. You start the truck, man. Appreciate on that ignition.
Oh, man, I can't wait to eat a frittata. I'm not even gonna tell him that I don't know what a frittata is, but it sure sounds pretty good.
All right. Smog. Frittata coming at you, Big Daddy.
Oh, heck yeah. Now, let me ask you something. Well, let me taste it first.
Yeah, give her an old tasty taste. I will give you a heads up.
Whew, spicy.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord.
I used the modified Pino.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I was wondering what those things were. I guess those were jalapenos, weren't they?
I know they looked like pre-squished bananas, but...
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, the red polka dots were really throwing me off.
That's how you know they're spicy in the winter.
Oh, man, you know a lot about food. So that makes sense. Now this is pretty good, but I gotta be honest with you, the consistency, is that egg?
That is my little secret to the perfect frittata.
Okay. Well, if it's a secret, I'm not going to press you for it. I can show respect unless you do want to share it. I guess you don't want to share it. That's fine. No.
Why'd they talk like that?
What, the mutants?
Like we were getting ready to leave, and they were like, "Goodbye to you and yours." Hell and well met, said the wizard.
Yeah, they have sort of this strange sort of rising falsetto tone. The mutants do. Those particular mutants in that world, I'm not quite sure how those genetics they had came to be, but they were like, we got there and they're like, "We do have a shipment for you."
It was the damnedest thing I'd ever heard, Smog.
Yeah, you got to kind of get used to it. Okay. Was not the Johnson family, were that not just the nicest family, though, of mutants you ever met?
Lay it on me, Smog Daddy. They were lovely human beings. And I cannot wait to get back so that we can visit Cirith Ungol, the theme park. It looked so neat.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you, Break. I've never been to a theme park, but I have heard about Cirith Ungol my whole life. When I was a child, I told my dad that I wanted to go, and I'd beg him, and my dad would always say the same thing. He'd always say the same thing. He would say, "Do I look like the Galactic Emperor of the Fourth Quadrant? We ain't got money for that kind of stuff. Go fishing." That's what he would always say,
That's a dad for you, man. That's what a lot of people who weren't my dad told me anyway.
Wow. Well, yeah, Break, that sounds...
I fucking love corn dogs, though, dude.
I got to tell you, I agree with that. I still love corn dogs. Do you?
I could eat a corn dog every day, man.
Let me ask you, you been to Cirith Ungol?
They tried to open a Cirith Ungol in Birmingham, and, like, dude, it was like 5 minutes into opening, and some little kid lost his head on the death of the sun. You've heard of the death of the sun.
Oh, everyone's heard of the death of the sun.
It's
Half the thrill is the mortality rate.
There I am, a scam.
Which happens to be half, 50%. That's pretty crazy.
Anomaly. There I am, standing outside of Cirith Ungol, trying to enjoy my goddamn corn dog, man, and next thing I know, I heard a thud at my feet, and I look down, and there's a straight-up android head between my footsies, man. It shut down the park immediately, never even got to go inside.
Well, I'm glad it's opened again. That must have been really disappointing for you. Getting all worked up and looking forward to riding the Black Machine.
Oh, I could not wait to ride that thing, man. You hear the commercial and they talk about the gnashing teeth and the thrusting engines and stuff, man, and it's enough to drive a little kid wild.
Man, this is awakening something inside of me, I'll tell you what. Maybe some of that other than we were talking about earlier, you know? Well, we're gonna drop off this here shipment of advanced mutagen.
Hell yeah.
To the people of Morgoth Laboratories, so that they can continue their experimentation on the advancement of terrestrial beings, and then we'll head on to Cirith Ungol.
I hear that they have a museum.
At the Morgoth Labs? Yes, Morgoth Labs does have a museum. Well, everyone knows about... Oh, my God.
Whoa.
There's the voice.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, we got a new one. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Time for another transmission. Smog, hit that button so the people can hear it.
Yep, broadcasting out from the Black Manifold Iomi Corp Star Hauler X15. All right, Headbangers Matrix, what you got for us today? What's the album?
Initiating transmission. Cirith Ungol, King of the Dead. Released July 2nd, 1984. Entirely self-produced by the band.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to talk about it just like we always do. Here goes Press and Play.
Welcome, mortals, to Cirith Ungol world. Never end because the dead never rest. Strap yourself in for the all-new thrill ride, the Black Machine. A soul-shredding roller coaster that hurls you screaming through the void at breakneck speeds. Meet our mascot, the skeletal sovereign himself, the king of the dead. He's signing autographs, devouring souls, and posing for family photos in the Doom Pavilion. Plus, wander through Adam Smasher Alley, braid the finger of scorn haunted house, and don't miss the death of the sun log flume. It's molten fun for the whole family, so bring your children or your sacrifices. Only at Cirith Ungol World, where every ticket is one way. Musically, King of the Dead straddles multiple realms: power metal, doom, and progressive metal. Critics and underground fans have long championed its epic heaviness. In 2019, Metal Hammer ranked it 14th best power metal album of all time.
Break, I hadn't heard anything like that.
Small, baby. That was metal. That was metal as hell. What was he talking about?
Well, that's the thing. What was he talking about? I get what you're saying. I mean, I think, a lot of times these, artists and stuff, they talk about things that just no one can relate to. But these guys, they talk about the plight of the common man. I'll be honest with you. I grew up pretty normal family, and, we had your average life. We lived out on a more desolate moon and surrounded by, polluted sludge, as most moons are, because they do tend to be the waste grounds of industrial manufacturing. But, we never actually got visited by any of these humanoids like the Atom Smasher. And I was always pretty thankful of it. I never saw him much as a hero. But what do you think about the Atom Smash, the atomic humanoids that blow up entire planets and destroy?
Yeah, the entire time I was listening, all I could think was, wow, they're praising this hero, but he's just gonna blow everything all to shit.
And now it's time for a king to be declared. That's right, it's the Throttle Crown.
Only one riff can wear the crown.
Oh damn, man! That's the Headbangers Matrix wants to know our favorite riff, the Throttle Crown.
That's a lot of pressure in an album full of riffs.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to sort from all these great and memorable riffs.
I like to call Death of the Sun in my head, all I could think was, wow, this is the song of 1,000 riffs.
That's true about Death of the Sun, man. It is a lot of different riffs put together. Is 1,000 riffs put together. All of them and what's impressive is they used riffs from a bunch of different songs to make one song. And that's what's pretty crazy, I thought.
What's even crazier, Smog, is that you said put together and not strung together.
I will say this about Death of the Sun: when a sun goes out, it goes out in a lot of different, very discordant phases, doesn't it?
And I'll say this for Death of the Sun: there's a riff in there for you.
Yep, you'll find it in there. You just sort through. I don't think any of those riffs are my throttle crown.
Not one
of them, I don't think, but
I didn't pick one.
I didn't pick any from Death of the Sun, I'll say that, although there was a lot of riffs to choose from, as we said. Now, I do think my throttle crown is the breakdown riff from Master of the Pit.
Fucking A, right?
That's what I'm probably going to say is my throttle crown. And there's a part towards the end where they modify the riff with a little fill in it as they wind down. And I'll tell you what, that's about the coolest that riff sounds.
Memory serves, Smog. It's at about 6 minutes 52 seconds.
Yeah, it's right towards the outro.
A sick little lick.
Yeah, that outro is probably that's my throttle crown for the album, is the outro riff on Master of the Pit. What about you?
So I also picked Master of the Pit, but I have a second place. Because I am forever a fan of the Thin Lizards. Twin guitar riffs on King of the Dead are sicker than shit.
They are, man. Those are some good riffs on King of the Dead, that twin guitar riff.
I love a twin guitar.
I love King of the Dead, I'll tell you what.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love King of the Dead.
Well,
that song, that whole song works well together. It flows well. The band sounds in unison. I think the music fits the theming.
Yes. I like the discordant build. Oh my God. The chord progression at the beginning is really nice.
And it's got like a good anthem lyrics, like crown upon his head, king of the dead. I mean, you can just chant that. I mean, you just want to scream that out when you hear it, you know?
I have written down crown upon his head, king of all the dead.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's killer. And, you know, once again, these are one of those things that the common man knows a lot about. If we haven't, I mean, every town has had to deal with some kind of haughty necromancer trying to rule over everybody with his army of the dead, you know?
Every time you fucking turn around, man, there's some necromancer with his finger in your face.
You know, and of course you got to get the town's mystic to tell y'all all how to tell the town how to come together and deal with and banish this necromancer forever, you know?
The whole thing, the whole town's got to clear a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, always. There's a, oh man.
You can never get anyone on the same page.
I'll be honest, I always got stuck on torch wrapping. Always got stuck on torch wrapping. You know, that's what they had all the kids do, wrap the torches.
You know me, man. They put me in charge of the paper plates.
Did you at least get to go out with the mobs and burn the undead effigy?
I was more of a hold down the fort kind of guy. I was more of a, you know, the potluck after was more my deal.
Well, at least you probably were able to sleep for the several months following the ordeal.
Yes.
Got to be honest with you, you know, sending out an 8-year-old to the crypts to kill the undead with a whole mob was pretty traumatizing. You know, those bodies were pretty juicy still, and I saw some things. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's starting to kind of bring up some things that I had honestly totally blocked out of my mind, I think, until now.
And that kind of thing works up a hunger in people.
Yeah.
And there's old Break back at the VFW hall with a tray of tater salad.
Yeah, the VFW, you mean the Bavarian Fortress of Welfare? That, you know, yes, that was where we would always have our fellowship after our ousting of whatever necromancer was rising up. Anyway.
Every town needs a center, a place where stories get told, where hands shake, where neighbors become family. For us, that place is the Vivarium Fortress of Welfare.
My grandma taught me to play bingo here. Same table where my uncle signed up for the Defense Watch. Every Thursday, I bring my kids down. They've got the craft tables for the little ones and stew for everyone who needs a bowl.
Oi, I fought on the East Waste. I've seen the glass fields burn. But here, at this hall, I found brothers, sisters, folks who will bleed for you, laugh with you, and buy you a beer when the night feels too long. When the sirens wail and the sky turns black, the fortress stands. We bar the doors, we share what we've got, no one's left outside. That's what welfare means.
You're never alone in here. Not when the storms rage. Not when the depths come due. Not ever. Because this hall is ours. The Bavarian Fortress of Welfare. The heart of the people. The shield of the town. The pulse of the future.
VFW, where the community gathers and the community endures.
Tell you what, it really takes you back, doesn't it, old King of the Dead?
Welcome back. Now, Smoggly, that's our... You know what that sound means, Smoggly?
Oh, man, it rattles my mind.
That gong.
Yes, it is time for us to submit the hallowed verse.
Well, I guess I'll go first on this one.
Yes. Break, what is your hallowed verse?
The song that I picked, I feel like has to be a stepping stone on the way to doom as we know it today.
Okay. An influential song.
In this song, I heard other great bands from the Matrix, like Wake and Dead Bird and Sub Rosa.
Okay.
My pick
Yeah.
for hallowed verse is Finger of Scorn.
I am surprised.
Finger of Scorn. I love the folksy, you know me, I like some softer stuff. The folksy acoustic intro is awesome. Into what is quintessential in my mind, doom. And guess what's back, baby? Twin guitars.
Twin guitars. Now, I am so glad, Break, I gotta be honest with you, I was listening to this album and Finger of Scorn came up. I was like, man, this one's gonna speak to old Break. You're a deep thinker. And I'm not surprised to hear you talk about this one. I gotta be honest with you, Break. This one's way over my head.
Really?
Like I said, I think this album really does touch on a lot of the things we common folk, and deal with in everyday life, Atomic mutants, necromancers, great self-sentient destructive machines, some crazy dude building a pit to torture people in that you have to deal with, your sun, the sun of your galaxy, the sun at the center of your galaxy dying. I mean, how often does that happen?
Dissolving into 1,000 riffs.
Yeah, and it'll dissolve into 1,000 riffs when it does, apparently. But this here Finger of Scorn, man, it's deep, dude. It's complicated and deep, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with it.
It hit all the same notes that a great doom song is supposed to hit. Oh, but I will say there's a close second.
Oh, man, my hallowed verse is a pretty easy one, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a pretty big lover of the Master of the Pit. I just think the riffs are really cool and dark.
Oh yeah,
and heavy. And Master of the Pit, the whole concept I think fits really well with the way the music sounds. There's a cool breakdown, and I like that the intro, you're like, wow, is this about to be a song about a bullfighter? No, it's not. It turns out the music changes and it's something very different than what you think when it first starts out,
Ole!
I was like, ole! And then like, no, man, not ole.
No, not at all.
Master of the Pit, pray you never kneel to the one who calls you slave. Man, that's intense. But
Why do you call you slave?
I may be a person that is misinterpreting the intent of the album with this one, okay? I think it's pretty clear that the Black Machine is about this here machine we're riding in right now, the Black Manifold.
Oh wow!
And I don't know how this band so many centuries ago were able to. Maybe they saw a vision. I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe they saw a vision of the Black Manifold, or they knew that this album would be broadcasted out for all the galaxy to save heavy metal in the future from this Black Machine. But
they were on to something. I think the band Cirith Ungol had to have had a way to divine the future. Or maybe they set into motion the things that would lead to us right here in the Black Machine. Smog, I hadn't considered the Black Machine is the Black Manifold.
man, I thought it was, I thought I was just kind of thinking it up in my head, just kind of being kind of self-absorbed. But
No.
I mean, I've said it, climb on board the Black Machine. I mean, I've told you that a couple of times, I've always saying that.
Once or twice.
But listen to this, like, the climb aboard the Black Machine to that place you've never been. The Black Machine will take you higher. Your burning soul our one desire. I mean, is that not the journey we're on, Break Savage, here in the Black Manifold?
Can I give you my take on the Black Machine?
Yeah.
Great song. I got it in my head that it was a metaphor for television.
Oh, television.
Black Machine.
The Black Machine. Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
I also indulged in quite a bit of Sweet Leaf while I was back in the back.
Well, Break, you definitely have a much more introspective view of things. You see the hidden meanings in all things, but I got to tell you on this one, I don't mean to disagree with you, but I mean, come on. Fill your head with evil dreams and fills your head with thoughts of fire. Is that not what it's like riding around on this here Black Manifold listening to this killer-ass music?
From the moment I got on board.
That's right. Kick your way from this stagnant tomb. I mean, that's what I was in. I was living in some kind of just running halls, in this great machine that I was running halls in this great machine and couldn't even fully appreciate it. And then, this music came along and it kicked me from my stagnant tomb, I just really connected with this one,
I think just as much as I'm learning about the Black Manifold and Smog, I think I'm rubbing off on you a little bit.
Well, it's all that other than talk, I think, that's just getting into me a little bit. Maybe that's what it is.
Pontificate on that.
Well, just this...
Gotcha.
You did get me. Damn it, Break Savage. I'll tell you what. I'm starting to sound like I've been drinking Sweet Leaf, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what. I got to ease up, maybe.
Black Machine is a fucking ripper.
It is. It's pretty good. I can't lie.
It is indeed my second choice. Nice.
Yep. Nice. Well, now, what is interesting too about this album, Cirith Ungol, it's got. I mean, there's a band. Sorry, it's not the album, but this band, Cirith Ungol, is that. Well, they got the same name as that killer ass theme park over in Mutant World,
I know.
The band's name is Tolkien-derived. Cirith Ungol means Pass of the Spider, while Tolkien's Elvish would pronounce it Cirith Ungol. The band always pronounced it Cirith Ungol.
That is pretty interesting and deep. And I wonder, looking up here on the codex here on the Headbangers Matrix, it seems like the lore, this band is from Ventura, California. Yeah, Ventura, California, and I guess that's the dialect they have there. Not Elvish, I assume. Now, what's interesting to me, I guess everyone from Ventura, California speaks with a similar voice to the Mutants, right?
Almost had to.
Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think you would choose to sing in perpetual falsetto for an entire album unless that was just your natural voice,
And again, sing is a stretch. A lot of it is just spoken in falsetto.
That's fair. I think it was also interesting to match those vocals by kind of toning the guitars to be pretty much falsetto as well.
As well, yes. Lots of tremolo.
In their tone, their screeching tones. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now, Ventura, California, I mean, must be just the most slice of life, down home, small town you've ever been to in your life.
It sounds like the kind of place a guy can really experiment with music.
must be, man. It's really it's interesting just how they've taken this everyday stuff and turned it into such epic songs. And then to do something like Finger of Scorn, which is just a revolution apparently that I didn't even really see until you helped me understand it.
Oh my gosh. Finger of Scorn. Every time I hear the name.
I gotta ask you though, Break, you gotta give me some of this, okay? From age to age it stalked the earth, the apish scum of evil birth. Up from slime it has seen man crawl, it waits to see our final fall. What is the Finger of Scorn, man?
Finger of Scorn?
Yeah, what is it? I mean, it sounds so ancient and powerful.
Well, the Finger of Scorn is a curse.
It's a curse.
Doomed is he that dares to mock the mighty God's only son.
Lord Almighty, that's intense.
The Finger of Scorn is pointed at you. The Finger of Scorn will stab you through. Written by Greg Lindstrom.
That sends shivers up my spine, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, Break Savage, because I am having a panic attack as we speak.
You know what? You're right. We can't talk about these kind of things. Leave it to the Cirith Ungols of the world.
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones that can handle even writing whole music about it. Holy shit. You hear that?
Whoa.
The slag,
Is that the Matrix?
Caustic slag. Rid yourself of the caustic slag. Caustic slag.
Oh no, we have to tell him what's bad about it now. Well, it's the parts that maybe you could have left out, right? It's the leaving.
Well, yeah, I'll start, and I'll just say it. We've hinted at it. I think Death of the Sun in general is my caustic slag. I just couldn't really follow along with the music very well. Like you said, it's just sort of a conglomeration of a lot of riffs and a lot of noodling on the guitar, and it just didn't really come together very clean.
Yeah.
It's what I would imagine it would feel like for this to watch a son die, you know?
It might be what it feels like to watch a son die, but it also makes me feel like I want to be a dying son.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to listen to, I'll say. Unlike the other songs on the album.
A thought while it was playing that, and this is just a thought that crossed my head, is that this is sonically not pleasant.
Yes, I thought the same thing. It just didn't work. Now, is that also your caustic slag, is Death of the Sun?
That is my caustic slag, as well as Wild Genius in title, Toccata in D. I don't know why it's there.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, one thing I'll say about the Toccata in D is...
I have one note written on Toccata in D, and that's impressive, I guess.
Well, I think Toccata in D is something that is apparently, I don't think written by the actual band, but by Johann Sebastian Bach, and performed by several members of the band, namely the guitars and the bass.
Yes.
But no drums or vocals.
And the name is genius. It's Toccata in D.
That's exactly what it is. It's a toccata in D minor. And I'll say this about it. It sounds really cool, and it's mixed well.
It is
and I
mixed
think
really
the
well.
guitars and bass go pretty well, and it's a good rendition of that piece of music. But like you said, I don't know many, just day-to-day blue-collar men and women, just, raising families in their simple towns out on the edges of the galaxy that are listening to much Johann Sebastian Bach's, what I'll say. And they ain't dealing with a whole lot of toccatas in D. near as much as they're having to deal with a lot of atomic mutants and rising necromancers. Maybe, this is the band sort of leaving their roots behind, is the Toccata in D. Maybe it is. Maybe they're losing themselves a bit in their own mastery of the tones.
Smog, you're a generous man.
Thank you. I have never been told that.
Well, Cirith Ungol owes you a debt of gratitude.
Do they not?
They certainly do.
Now, overall, I gotta say that I'm a fan.
The Matrix demands a rating.
Oh man, the Matrix, that's right, we gotta give this one a rating. Okay.
That's right. It's time for another break check. Smog, this one is getting 2.5 rings of power out of 5.
2.5 rings of power. 2.5 rings of power. I'll tell you what, that's probably fair, I guess.
Precious.
Now, you do need to pride your rings of power, and I will say that I've never seen a half ring of power. If you broke them, you got to replace them. We keep our power rings stored up right next to the engine when we have to replace them. Everybody knows they burn out. About every 10 to 20 cycles, you got to replace your rings of power. Now, I will say I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 stagnant tubes. And I think it's because of the understanding from the Matrix, of course, that it is an early prototype of doom metal. And it is a departure for the band trying to sound heavier.
Fair.
And work with what they've got, and that it's self-produced.
And this is
pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is exactly what they wanted to make, and they fucking made it.
Yeah, it's a little inspiring, isn't it, to kind of think about these fellas, this ragtag group of friends.
Oh yeah.
Deciding to make something, push themselves, and they're pushing, not just pushing themselves, but pushing their sensibilities and their proclivities to try to make something new together.
Is that what you learned?
I think that's what I learned. I think all this talk about being other than is, I think this is this band trying to be other than,
Wow.
And I guess too, even though it's not something I tend to dabble in too much, maybe there is something special about trying to think of yourself in a different light and maybe stretching your own self-conceptions.
That's a great lesson to take from this.
Yep. I just want to say, I've got an announcement to make.
Announce it.
Yep. Old Smog, am going to turn over a new leaf and try something new and branch out. I am going to take up crocheting. Get ready, Break Savage. You got a scarf coming in a little bit. It will take me a while. I've never done it before. I'll have to learn how. But yes, I'm going to make you a scarf.
All right. I sincerely appreciate that, Smogly. I'm an autumn.
An autumn. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to learn what that means as I start doing this crochet, and I'll find out what an autumn means.
I'll send you some color palettes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll find out what that means too, and I will make you a scarf for an autumn.
That's one of the kindest things I've ever heard.
Well, you don't think me, you think Cirith Ungol.
Thank you, Cirith Ungol.
A scarf is coming after you.
All right. This album.
Dang, man.
Man, Smog, you really, really liked this one.
Yeah.
This was a Smog-ass album.
Now, it was a Smog-ass album. Now, Break Savage, what did you learn from King of the Dead by Cirith Ungol.
I think, Smog, what this album taught me is that when it comes to heavy metal music, the underground endures.
Hell yeah.
Though forgotten in their own time, this album had the songs on it to stay in the doom metal zeitgeist. And yeah, the underground prevails.
Dang.
I would also like to say it taught me that even if something's not your cup of tea, give it a chance and you can find something in there to groove to.
I guess it's always worth trying to be an other than, even for Break Savage, listening to music, huh?
Even as other as I am, there's always another other.
Yeah, you gotta reach out and take and grab a hold of the finger of scorn.
Hey, Smog,
Yeah?
you wanna pull my finger of scorn?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, just pull. Yeah, I'll pull on your finger of scorn. There it is.
Give it a minute.
Oh! Good Lord! And now I smell the odor of scorn. Woo! Good Lord. I didn't know you were the master of the pit. My God, that's awful. Is that those frittatas?
No, it's biological warfare from the Margoth Corporation.
Are you being serious? Or are you joking?
I'm dead serious.
Wait a minute. Morgoth Labs is using biological warfare?
I was in early trials for biological warfare. I was a child, Smog. A stinky little child. And I ran away. I ran to the streets of Birmingham. That's why I didn't have anyone except for people that weren't my father to tell me what a father should do. I was born in a test tube and raised partially in a cage.
Man, I'm glad you weren't raised completely in a cage. That's usually what breaks them. Break, I didn't know, man. I had no idea.
I don't tell a lot of people.
I'm gonna fan this out. I really am. I'm sorry. I'm stepping away, and it's not because I'm trying to reject you in this time of I know this is a time where you're being very vulnerable, and I'm trying to listen, but you got to understand. I'm starting to not be able to breathe with that. Good Lord.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I tell you what. Well, flip on these exhaust fans. I'm glad you got out of that cage.
Smog, before I was the age of 8 years old, I'd taken the life of several men. I lost count on the way out of Margoth Labs.
Oh, you had to kill your way out, huh?
I had to kill my way out, and I had to poop my way out.